Hi, welcome to my allotment update. I'm trying to show you a Eurasian hornet hunting bees on my flowering mint. It's incredibly aggressive and quite predictable in what it does, but the bees and the hoverflies and bumblebees seem to be quite good at evading it. It's really, really big, and you can tell it's a hornet because it's not interested in the flowers. It's interested in the insects on the flowers. That's one of the incredible things I've seen on my allotment. But you've got to sit and watch nature to really appreciate how weird and wonderful it is. And it's just outside your door, hopefully, for you to explore. So this update, I'm just going to be showing you what I've been doing, sort of late autumn jobs. Well, not late autumn, autumn jobs. One of the things I have to do all the time is clear my pond, but as you can see, there's lots of water surface on there, and there was a frog in there the other day. I heard it ribbiting, which was really sweet. So I really love this time of year. I think it's a lot of people's favourite time of year. It's a time to relax, a time to enjoy the hard work that you've been putting in to your allotment and your garden and your farm or whatever you do to grow food and whatever you grow for fun. Because so many flowers are still flowering. This is from a wildflower mix. So I've got some cornflowers there, I've got some edible chrysanthemums, but they were from the garden, well, the allotment plant sale. I've put a little zinnia in there, that's come through. A lot of my flowers I've been trying to remember to sow more than one sowing, and it's really worked. I've got some fresh little antirrhinum come out there, gorgeous pink, and there's a really lovely colour in here. It's like a salmony pink. That's absolutely gorgeous. So yes, I do get antirrhinum coming up everywhere on my plot, and I also sow the seeds because I really love them. This pink yarrow is popping out some new flowers after all this rain we've had. I've left the flower heads on there because I think they look really beautiful, and I really don't mind them self-seeding everywhere. This gorgeous holly tree, the berries are just starting to ripen, so once the birds, and particularly the wood pigeons, find them, they can like strip the tree in a couple of days. It's really quick for them to get rid of it, to eat the berries, which is always a shame because they're so pretty. This Cape Gooseberry here, outdoor one, it's got a fruit on it, but like I said in my last video, they do take quite a long time to ripen once they've set, so I'm not holding my breath, but I've done it more as an experiment really, just to see where they like on my plot and how soon to plant them out and that sort of thing. And I think it's really worthwhile doing that because every plot and every site is going to have slightly different microclimates, slightly different soil conditions and all that. So yeah, it's been really worthwhile not being too precious about my plants and putting them all around the plot and seeing what likes where and what grows well where. So I've trimmed the campion. It was completely covering out anything that else that could grow there. It was far too vigorous. So I'm going to be sowing some lawn along here, so I can keep it trimmed and keep for a couple of years probably. Wait till the campion's totally died back because there's millions of seeds in there. And I have a theory that if I plant some grass on top of it, and I strim it regularly, it'll kill off those old seeds and everything, and then once that's established, maybe probably just leave it rather than try and sow more, because the problem with this little strip being so close to where we sit is that if there's lots growing there, the rats come far too close to us. So I'd quite like to have a barrier that around me that rats don't really enjoy crossing, because they really do give me the heebies. Don't like them at all. So along the back of my bath as well, it's not nice sitting in my bath and sort of hearing the rats scurrying around. It's not a good feeling at all. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But having said that, I still love having my cool dips, even though I haven't had that many. I fully appreciate every single one I do have. So along here, so this is where I'm digging up the campion. This is all campion along here, campion and more campion and yarrow. But as I said, yarrow comes up all over my plot, so I'm not particularly precious about digging it up. So I'm going to be digging up all the way to where the daisies are growing, and the daisies that are growing past here, I'm separating from the campion and making sure that there's no campion roots in it if possible, and then transplanting it into another herbaceous border, because I really love these daisies. They're absolutely gorgeous. Sunflower is going strong. It's really enjoyed all this rain. There's actually a flower head there just coming, which is lovely. It's really late, but like I said, I also got this from the plant sale at the shop, at the allotment shop. So I'm just really happy to have them, really, and I'll just see how far they go before the frost sets in. I've been clearing all around here, because again that was just all campion and some hedge garlic as well, which I don't want because both of them are super vigorous and they block anything else out. So I've sowed some wildflower seeds along there, some hedgerow wildflower seeds from Chiltern Seeds. So I've tried to dig out as much as I can from around there, and also to give my perennials, herbaceous perennials, a fighting chance, because I think they were getting a little bit overwhelmed. So this rose is doing really well. I'm hoping next year we'll have lots and lots of beautiful yellow flowers, which are scented. This honeysuckle I think got a little bit overwhelmed by all the other things growing around it, but it's still doing well. This Cape Gooseberry is lovely, but I think it's really not going to come to much, but that's okay. I really love them, and like I said, it's part of an experiment. And I love these giant clovers, red clover. It's beautiful, or I don't know, but it's just really lovely and tall. Let's see. Oh yes, my jasmine's doing really well. It's put on so much growth this year. All these are self-seeded, all these nasturtiums, and they've totally taken over this dead hedge, which I think is really beautiful. So lush. And the beans are in there, and these are a type of bean I've not really grown before. I think it's called Black Crusader or something, but the actual bean is like a dark browny black, and I've missed loads of them, so I'm just going to let them set seed and see what I can do with them. My calendulas, I keep deadheading them to keep them flowering. I'm so happy for them to be here. And also what I do once the seeds are mature is I've just been chucking them around the outsides of my plot, because they're welcome to come up wherever. They don't like being moved once they start growing, but every now and again they come up in the perfect spot, like that. So this yarrow, self-seeded, It's a gorgeous, gorgeous pale pink. That's a new plant. I just let that grow because, as I said, I love yarrow. The sweet peas are looking lovely here. Because of the beans, I've been watering them, and sweet peas do need a lot of water. The morning glory is just starting to flower now. That one's doing really well, and the ones on the bean poles are doing really well too. These tobacco flowers, tobacco plants, I put in really late. Again, late sowings of things, and they're doing ever so well. They really are doing so well. And this is another late sowing of antirrhinum. So I'm hopeful that I'll get some more fresh flower spikes before it turns really cold. And these ones were kind of a sowing slightly before that one. And I love the yellow, and I love the yellow and pink. So this greens cage is doing so well. As you can tell, it's really hard to harvest, and I still haven't put openings in to make it easier for myself. But when I do go in there, I'm just really careful of where I put my feet and how I harvest. So I have been harvesting quite a lot of greens from here, and actually making a lot of dust, which I explained last time. So you slightly cook them, dry them slowly, slowly, slowly in the oven. I've got a gas oven, and it's gas mark 1. It takes about 4 hours, 5 hours, but it's not going to be using up much energy to do that. And it gives me a lot of greens, which I don't have to buy during winter, which I guess are grown in polytunnels, or you know, there's some kind of carbon cost to that. So I suppose you just need to think about things and try and do the best you can do. Try not to be too ignorant at the same time. So these zinnias are lovely. I think I said these were dahlias before, but they're not. They're cone flowers, and the cones are spectacular. Look at that. The colours in there, kind of, it's not fluorescent, but it's like there's a colour scale on there that does really strange things to your eyes. And if you can see that, it's more intense when the sun comes out. So let's see here. What else can I show you? I've had lots of tomatoes from here. I stopped getting bottom end rot on my tomatoes because I was watering them more, more regularly rather than leaving gaps in between. So I've had lots of tomatoes from here. Lots coming along. I've started to eat this giant basil because it just wants to flower. It was a late sowing and it just wants to flower, so I'm just nipping off the edges, nipping off the tips that want to flower, and I'm not going to bother potting them on because I don't think they're going to be going for that much longer. I've had a few more aubergines. I'm just waiting for these ones to ripen. Not done too bad at all. Peppers, I'm just letting them ripen on the plant because there aren't any more fruits forming, so I'll just quite happily let them ripen on the plant. There's one going from green to red there, which is pretty strange. I've got lots and lots of chilies, and I let them ripen on the plant. That's another cute little antirrhinum. Beautiful colours. I've had quite a few Cape Gooseberries, obviously not as many as when the whole polytunnel was full of Cape Gooseberries a few years ago. So not enough to make sort of jams or chutneys, but enough to really just you know, give a few to friends, give a few to family as they ripen. So I'm just picking them as they ripen when they go papery, and the skin, the cape stops being, it sounds like that, that's when it's ripe. That's not ripe, and that's quite sticky, that's definitely not ripe. So that's how you can tell if Cape gooseberries are ripe. The cape goes kind of really dry. So this is quite an exciting bit around here. The taller weeds and plants that have been, well, they're not all weeds, but things that are finished flowering, I've been putting along here, and it's everything with seeds in it, so we'll have to see what happens, what grows here next year. But I'm hoping that it's a nice little seed bank for the local small creatures, because I have quite a few little mice on here which I really love, and I've got lots of wrens and robins and lots of other little insects which might like them too. Not that birds are insects, but you know what I mean. So this is another wildflower mix. Obviously I didn't have much room for them, but they are lovely to see. My cosmos, very pretty. Lots of mushrooms growing along here because this is all dead wood, so I try not to tread on them with poss. I think that's mostly what I want to show you. So this is a view of my allotment from the bottom corner, looking up towards the gate and the little shelter. The sun keeps dipping in and out, and obviously everything looks so much better in the sunshine. Just showing you around. So thank you so much for watching. And again, I hope that this inspires you to get out, get nosy, chat to people, and start growing something, because it's such fun, and it's very rewarding. And this is the view from the gate. Thank you for watching. Cheers.